Welcome to a journey through automotive dreams made reality. The 1950s and 60s were the golden age of American concept cars, a time when designers dared to imagine rockets on wheels, nuclear-powered vehicles, and cars that looked like they belonged in outer space. Today, we're exploring 10 incredible concept cars that captured the spirit of the space age and the atomic era. From jet-inspired designs to bubble canopies, these cars weren't just transportation. They were visions of tomorrow. Number 1. 1951 GM LeSabre. Our journey begins with the car that started it all, the 1951 General Motors LeSabre. Designed by the legendary Harley Earl, this concept car introduced the world to jet-age styling that would define the entire 1950s. The LeSabre was pure aviation inspiration. Named after the F-86 Sabre fighter jet, it featured dramatic wraparound windshields, soaring tail fins, and a jet intake grille that looked like it could take flight at any moment. But this wasn't just a pretty face. Under the aluminum and fiberglass body sat a revolutionary supercharged 215 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 335 horsepower and capable of running on either gasoline or methanol. The car pioneered the 12-volt electrical system, featured heated seats decades before they became common, and even had a rain sensor that automatically raised the convertible top. Perhaps most remarkably, Harley Earl drove this space-age machine as his personal car for 2 years. Imagine pulling up to a 1951 drive-in restaurant in what looked like a rocket ship. The LeSabre's influence was profound. Its design DNA can be traced through every American car of the 1950s. Number 2. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette EX52. Next up is the car that would become an American icon, but it started life as a radical experiment. The 1953 Chevrolet Corvette EX52 concept car made its stunning debut at GM's Motorama show at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Project Opal, as it was secretly known, was Harley Earl's answer to European sports cars flooding American shores after World War II. The concept featured a revolutionary fiberglass body, a risky choice that saved weight and allowed for those gorgeous curved surfaces impossible with steel. The EX52 was the first hand-built Corvette, featuring chrome script badging and a unique pearl white fiberglass finish. Under the hood sat Chevrolet's reliable blue flame inline-six engine paired with an automatic transmission, not the most sporting combination, but perfect for American tastes. What made this concept truly special was its immediate impact. Public reaction was so overwhelmingly positive that GM fast-tracked it to production in just 6 months. The EX52 didn't just preview the Corvette, it literally became the template for America's sports car. Today, it's recognized as the oldest surviving Corvette in existence, housed at the Kerbeck Corvette Museum. Number 3. 1953 GM Firebird iXP21. If the LeSabre looked like a jet, the 1953 GM Firebird iXP21 literally was one. On wheels. This incredible machine was America's first gas-turbine-powered automobile, essentially a fighter jet cockpit mounted on 4 wheels. Designed by Harley Earl and built around a Whirlfire turbo-power engine, the Firebird I produced 370 horsepower at an incredible 13,000 RPM. The entire car was crafted from fiberglass, weighed just 2,500 pounds, and featured a theoretical top speed of 200 miles per hour. The cockpit was pure aviation, a single-seat bubble canopy that you'd expect to find on a military interceptor. The car even had aircraft-style flaps on its wings for high-speed braking, and brake drums mounted on the outside of the wheels for rapid cooling. Only one person was initially qualified to drive it, engineer Emmett Conklin. Later, Indianapolis 500 winner Maury Rose tested it at the Indianapolis Speedway. The Firebird I proved that gas turbine technology could work in an automobile, though it remained far too exotic for production. Today, a miniature Firebird I tops the Harley Earl Trophy, awarded to the Daytona 500 winner. Number 4. 1954 Lincoln Futura. From the world of tomorrow to the world of Gotham City, the 1954 Lincoln Futura is perhaps the most famous concept car ever created, though you might know it better as the original Batmobile. Hand-built by Ghia in Turin, Italy, at a cost of $250,000, nearly $3 million in today's money. The Futura was designer Bill Schmidt's vision of automotive luxury in the space age. Schmidt's inspiration came from an underwater encounter with a shark, which influenced the car's menacing, streamlined profile. The Futura featured revolutionary double-bubble clear plastic canopies, massive outward-swept tail fins, and hooded headlight pods that gave it an otherworldly appearance. The original pearlescent white paint was created using ground fish scales mixed into the finish, creating an iridescent effect that shimmered like mother of pearl. Powered by a 368 cubic inch Lincoln V8, the Futura was fully functional and appeared in the 1959 film It Started With a Kiss. In 1965, customizer George Barris purchased it for $1 and transformed it into the iconic Batmobile for the 1966 Batman TV series. In 2013, Barris sold the Batmobile for $4.62 million at auction, making it one of the most valuable concept cars ever created. Number 5. 1956 Oldsmobile Golden Rocket. Behold the 1956 Oldsmobile Golden Rocket, a concept car that literally looked like a rocket ship had landed at the auto show. This stunning two-seater was finished in metallic bronze paint and featured bullet-shaped chrome elements that gave it an unmistakable projectile appearance. The Golden Rocket wasn't just about looks. It was packed with innovations that wouldn't appear in production cars for decades. When you opened either door, the roof panel automatically raised, the seats lifted 3 inches, and swiveled outward 45 degrees for easy entry. It was like being welcomed aboard a spacecraft. The interior featured one of the first tilt steering wheels, with the speedometer mounted in the center of the two-spoke wheel, controlled by buttons on the spokes. The leather upholstery was finished in blue and gold, matching the car's space-age theme. Under the hood sat a tuned 234 cubic inch rocket V8 producing 275 horsepower in a car weighing just 2,500 pounds, giving it genuine rocket-like performance. The Golden Rocket created such a sensation at the 1957 Paris Motor Show that European journalists called it a rocket on wheels. Unfortunately, like many concept cars of the era, it was eventually scrapped, though its design influence can be seen in the split-window 1963 Corvette Stingray. Number 6. 1956 Pontiac Club de Mer. From the depths of design inspiration comes the 1956 Pontiac Club de Mer, French for of the sea, a concept that brought land speed record styling to the show circuit. This ultra-low profile two-seater stood just 38 inches tall and looked like it was carved from a single piece of aluminum. Designed by Harley Earl and Paul Gillian, the Club de Mer drew inspiration from the streamlined race cars competing at Bonneville Salt Flats. Its sleek, uninterrupted profile was broken only by twin bubble windscreens reminiscent of a cafe racer motorcycle. The most spectacular feature was the rotating front nacelle. It could spin 180 degrees to reveal hidden headlamps, adding a touch of mechanical theater to an already dramatic design. The cerulean blue aluminum body was complemented by crushed-grain vermilion leather interior. Performance matched the looks. The Club de Mer packed a 300-horsepower V8 with dual 4-barrel carburetors, rear transaxle, and independent rear suspension, advanced engineering that wouldn't appear in production Pontiacs for years. This combination of aircraft-inspired styling and innovative engineering made the Club de Mer one of the most influential concepts of 1956, though sadly, GM ordered it scrapped in 1958. Number 7. 1958 Ford Nucleon. Welcome to the atomic age of automotive design. The 1958 Ford Nucleon, a concept car designed to be powered by a nuclear reactor. Yes, you heard that right. Ford envisioned a future where cars would run on uranium instead of gasoline. The Nucleon was styled around the assumption that nuclear technology would eventually become compact enough for personal transportation. The car's distinctive design featured a long, low profile with a massive rear section housing the theoretical nuclear power plant, essentially a miniature version of the reactors used in nuclear submarines. Ford's vision was ambitious. The Nucleon would travel up to 5,000 miles before needing to replace its reactor core, and gas stations would be replaced by nuclear fuel centers where you could swap out uranium cartridges. The car would use steam generated by nuclear fission to power electric motors driving the wheels. Of course, only a 3/8 scale model was ever built. the real-world challenges of radiation shielding, safety, and nuclear waste disposal made the concept impractical even by 1950 standards. But the nucleon represents the incredible optimism of the atomic age, when Americans believed nuclear power would revolutionize everything from cars to home appliances. The scale model survives today at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Number 8. 1960 Plymouth XNR. Meet the most asymmetrical car ever designed. The 1960 Plymouth XNR, a radical roadster that took its inspiration from Indianapolis race cars and European grand touring machines. Designed by Virgil Exner and named after him, XNR being a disemboweled version of Exner. What made the XNR truly unique was its deliberately asymmetrical design. A power bulge ran down the driver's side. The doors were completely different from each other, and even the interior was asymmetrically laid out. This wasn't a design mistake. It was intentional racing-inspired functionality. Under the hood sat one of just 12 NASCAR specification slant-six engines ever built, producing 250 horsepower and capable of revving to 9,000 RPM. Despite its unconventional engine choice, the XNR could reach 153 miles per hour and handle like a true sports car thanks to its modified Plymouth Valiant chassis. The XNR had one of the most adventurous histories of any concept car. After touring auto shows, it was sold to the Shah of Iran, then spent time in Kuwait, and eventually ended up hidden underground in Beirut during the Lebanese Civil War. Many thought it was lost forever, but it was discovered in the 1980s and underwent a complete restoration. Today, the XNR is one of the most valuable concept cars in existence. Number 9. 1961 Chrysler Turboflight. Straight from the pages of science fiction comes the 1961 Chrysler Turboflight, Virgil Exner's final and most radical concept car for Chrysler. This space-age machine looked like it belonged in orbit rather than on the highway. The Turboflight's most dramatic feature was its aircraft-inspired glass canopy that automatically lifted when you opened the doors, along with the windshield and side windows rising as one complete unit. It was like entering a fighter jet cockpit, complete with an aluminum-accented interior and instrument panel designed for space-age driving. As the name suggests, the Turboflight was designed around Chrysler's third-generation C2A turbine engine, though the show car relied on a 110-volt power cord to operate its demonstration features. The real innovation was the prominent rear spoiler mounted high above the deck, which functioned as an active air brake, flipping vertical underbraking to provide additional stopping power. This active aerodynamic system was decades ahead of its time, predicting technology we now see in modern hypercars like the McLaren P1 and Bugatti Veyron. The Turboflight's influence extended beyond cars. Its design inspired the flying cars in the Jetsons cartoon series, which debuted just 1 year after the concept's debut. The full-width tail lamp design later appeared on the 1966 Dodge Charger, proving the Turboflight's lasting impact. Number 10. 1964 Pontiac XP 833 Banshee. Our final car is perhaps the greatest what-if in American automotive history. The 1964 Pontiac XP 833 Banshee, a sports car that was killed because it was too good. Commissioned by John DeLorean as a Mustang fighter, the Banshee combined stunning looks with impressive performance. 2 functioning prototypes were built, a silver hardtop with a straight-six engine and a pearl-white convertible with a V8. The design was pure sports car poetry, with a long, sweeping hood, short rear deck, and styling that predicted both the C3 Corvette and the Opel GT. The Banshee's performance was its downfall. Despite similar horsepower to the Corvette, it weighed 500 pounds less, making it potentially faster than GM's flagship sports car. The car could reach 60 miles per hour in second gear and promised to outperform the Corvette at a lower price. GM executives panicked. Worried about cannibalizing Corvette sales, they ordered DeLorean to cease development in 1964. In a twist of irony, design elements from the forbidden Banshee were later incorporated into the 1968 C3 Corvette. The 2 prototypes survived and were eventually purchased by the engineers who created them, ensuring these ghosts of automotive history would live on to haunt our imagination with what might have been. From nuclear-powered dreams to jet-age reality, these 10 concept cars captured an era when America dared to dream big. They represented a time of boundless optimism, when the future promised rocket ships in every driveway and atomic power in every engine bay. While most never reached production, their influence shaped the cars we drive today. Modern features like active aerodynamics, crash avoidance systems, and advanced materials all trace their roots back to these space-age pioneers. These concept cars remind us that sometimes the most important innovations come not from what we build, but from what we dare to imagine. In the words of Harley Earl himself, "I dream of cars that can take you to the stars." Which of these futuristic machines captured your imagination? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from automotive history.